Okay, next up is A Nightmare on Elm Street. This is a highly anticipated film. As on my last show, I talked about the whole Freddy franchise in general. And I'm going to say right here, this is a fun roller coaster ride of a horror film. That said, it's nothing brilliant. Jackie Earle Haley is really good as Freddy Krueger. But the only thing I didn't like here was that they just kind of made him a little too, comedically edged. I mean, I know Freddy always has been, but that didn't come into play more so until the later films. You can actually see all the elements from all the early Elm Street films. You can pick out, oh, that's from that one, or that's from that one, or whatever. You can really pick it out. Mostly, it obviously takes from the first one, but you can see elements that they borrow from the other Elm Street films in terms of the Freddy character itself, and in terms of everyone else, that how this film came together. Rooney Mara I was not overly impressed with her as the character of Nancy, where Heather Langenkamp really just brought that character out. I mean, think about this, Heather Langenkamp was not a great actress. She was merely someone who was talented enough to carry a good role. But the thing is that Rooney Mara is just here to look good. And Heather Langenkamp was a good-looking girl back in the 80s, but it just didn't seem that, she just didn't seem to be relying on that alone. Rooney Mara is a very beautiful girl. She's a sister of actress Kate Mara, who herself is quite beautiful. But again, it just did not work that way. Now, when they're focusing on one aspect, you just don't take it seriously. Now again, as I said, Jackie Earle Haley, a fantastic actor in his own right, and he is really good here as Krueger. He gives the character all he can possibly give. And I like how it's less cartoonish with the makeup of Freddy Krueger. And that's very important, because the look was always important. To me, it just was like regular, I guess burn marks that to the degree he has never heal outright, but they, burn marks, I guess you say, they close, and you get that look, that burn look. In the early films, you can see like the blood kind of like seeping behind the skin. Here, it's just like look like a healed burn mark. To me, that's just a little more realistic. Now, again, I know how you call a character who's pretty much from beyond the grave realistic. In the context of a film, you have to look at that. You have to look at how realistic, even in a fantasy movie, things can be, and how plausible things can be sometimes. Now, the thing I didn't like about the movie, of course, is its predictability, and it was around every corner. I guess when you remake a film, you're going to see some of the same things you saw in the early ones. Now, I'd say the Halloween films, which I didn't like, the remakes, but directed by Rob Zombie, they were more ambitious than this film, but at the same time, what this film had was really, I guess you say, enhanced levels of tension among the kill scenes or whatever, and Jackie Earle Haley himself really delivering as Freddy Krueger. Now, I was expecting obviously a little more from this film, but I guess with the horror remakes being the way they are sometimes, some of them are merely decent at best, and so is this. A Nightmare on Elm Street is nothing special, but if you're looking for a decent horror entertainer, this is the one to go to. So Nightmare on Elm Street gets 3 stars out of 5.